What's up, brothers? What's up, brothers? Welcome to my home office. I don't usually record in this area. It is definitely the least utilized room in my house when it comes to recording videos. But I've got the lighting right, so we're going to try it out in here today. Now, I didn't plan on even making a video today, but I was going through some emails and reading some of your guys' requests, and I figured, you know what, I'll go on a whim here. Didn't write any notes or anything like that, but I'm just going to sit here and shoot the shit with you guys. And let me start by saying a lot of you guys are asking for problems. As a matter of fact, a lot of you guys are begging for problems. And not just through the emails that I was reading. I can go all across the whole entire manosphere and read your comments on a lot of these videos. 80% of you guys are asking the same kind of questions. You know, how do I get a woman to do whatever? How do I keep a woman's attention? How do I make a woman like me? How do I make a woman obsessed with me? How do I get a woman to sleep with me? How do I satisfy hypergamy? For those of you that don't know what hypergamy is, it basically just means that women date men who are of higher value than they themselves are. First of all, if you're asking those kind of questions, I hate to break it to you, and I hate to be cliche, but you are putting the pussy on a pedestal. How do I get a woman to like me? Come on, man. You're putting the pussy on a pedestal. And I don't mean to put it like that, but it's just the truth. That's what you're doing. First of all, when you're asking questions like, how do you get a woman to want to sleep with you? You are clearly operating from a position, from a frame of lower value than the woman that you want to sleep with. Right? If you were in a frame of higher value than that woman, your mindset would be in the lines of, should I sleep with this woman or not? Should I give this woman a chance? You know, I mean, I don't mean to sound arrogant or, even confident, but it's just the truth. If you were operating from a frame of higher value than her, that's the way you would think. You wouldn't be worried about hypergamy. Well, as a matter of fact, you would, but you would be worried about what she's going to use you for. Is she just using me because I'm high value? And again, that's not arrogance, that's not confidence. I'm just saying, if you're operating from a frame of high value instead of a frame of low value, that's the way you would think. And what gets you there? Obviously, looks, money, status, charisma, ability to talk to women. This stuff it all matters, but all that stuff aside, what gets you there? The answer is experience. A man that has very little experience with women will look at a woman and be stunned by her beauty, and he will legitimately think, and his hindbrain will tell him that she is what he's been missing. She's the piece of his life that he's been missing out on his whole entire life. So this causes him to put her on a pedestal. This causes him to operate from a frame of lower value than her, which in return turns her off. Or at very best, puts him in a category of sugar daddy, beta male, or friend zone, if she sees something she can use out of him. But he's definitely not turning her on. That's for sure. And that's a man with no experience or very little experience. Now, men with a lot of experience, and I'm not even going high value here, I'm just saying experience. And high value obviously is, it's looks, money, status, charisma, it's all that stuff. If you have all that stuff going for you, you're of high value. But that's not the conversation that we're having right now. What I'm talking about is experience. Men who have experience with women. I'm talking relationships. I'm talking hookups. I'm talking one-night stands. I'm talking maybe marriages. All of the above. Men who have experience with women understand that relationships are not improvements in your life. A relationship is not self-improvement. A hookup is not self-improvement. A hookup, a relationship, a marriage is a sacrifice. It is hard work. It is time. It is effort. Okay? It's a lot of time spent trying to make things work. So men who have experience with women understand this. So rather than thinking in their head, what can I do to impress this woman? What can I do to make this woman want me? Instead, he's thinking, why should I consider this woman? Why should I consider being with this woman? Why should I consider hooking up with this woman? It's going to take away from my actual self-improvement. No matter what it is you do. Maybe physical self-improvement. Maybe you work out. Maybe you diet. Maybe you read books. Maybe you run your own business. Maybe you work overtime. Whatever it is you do to generate wealth. It's going to sacrifice time and effort. It's going to take time and effort away from your life and the things that make you great, the things that make your life great. It's going to take time away from that, and it's going to move it over to her. You're going to be spending time with her. So a relationship with her is not an upgrade in lifestyle. It's a downgrade. It's a sacrifice. So like I said, it's not about being high value. It's not about your looks, money, status, game, charisma, any of that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. No, there's a time and a place for all that stuff. We've all talked about that stuff in the past, but right now we're just talking about your mindset and understanding what relationships are and what they aren't. What they are is sacrifice, hard work, stress, and there's a lot of good things that come out of relationships too, but I'm just saying there's a lot of bad stuff that comes out of it as well. I'm not saying relationships are bad. They're a great thing. I'm not saying marriages are bad. I'm not saying any of that is a bad thing. It's all good. There's a time and a place for it. But if you're a single man and you're stressed out and you're worried about impressing and pulling and getting women, you're putting the pussy on a pedestal and you're operating from a mindset of lower value than the woman because you haven't experienced women. Because if you have experienced women, you would understand that it's actually nothing to stress out about. As a matter of fact, getting with her is, like I said, a downgrade. It's a sacrifice. And if, as a man who's experienced, once you get this experience, if you decide, okay, she's worth it, I'm selective. I've been selective, I've been picky all this time. I'm very picky with the women that I get with. I'm selective. This one seems good. She seems to have good character. She seems to be, a person who is very, flexible and able to pair bond correctly and not be a headache. Not sacrifice or not take too much of your time and your energy away from what it is that you do in your life to make your life great. And she actually contributes a little bit as well. then you can say, okay, that's a good one. This is a good one to pair bond with. But you can be selective. You can be picky. And that's all it comes down to, guys. Experience. You know, if you're worried about how to get a woman, how to make a woman like you, how to get laid with a woman, how to beat this 80-20 rule and all this. Look, the 80-20 rule, I would say 80% of men operate from a frame of lower value than the woman. 20% of men operate from a frame of higher value than a woman. Sure, looks, money, status, and all that stuff may play a role in there as well. Of course. But again, a man that's experienced with women is not going to operate from a frame of lower value than her, because he knows better than that. So to all you guys out there that maybe don't quite have that kind of experience, hopefully I can save you a lot of years of stress and heartache just by changing your way of thinking and understanding. You have no reason to put her on a pedestal. None. And the truth is, got an Amber Alert here. Been getting a lot of those lately. A lot of craziness going on. Where was I? You can save yourself a lot of stress and a lot of heartache by just understanding that relationships are a sacrifice. Women are a sacrifice. It's not a form of self-improvement. It's nothing that you should be nervous or worried about achieving. Instead, you should be selective. You should understand that if you don't pick the right woman, it could drastically impact your life in a bad way, in a malicious way. Hope this video was somewhat informative. You know, it's different than your typical dating coach PUA stuff. Most guys are going to teach you how to get the girl. And a lot of times I'm guilty of that too. But the truth of the matter is, instead of learning how to get the girl, you should learn how to pick the right ones. Because the fact of the matter is, the majority of women out there, here's a little secret. When it comes to getting laid, they're better than us. But when it comes to getting commitment from the men that they want, they're struggling way more than we are. It is very difficult for a woman to get commitment from a man that she perceives as high value. And the reason for that is, I've already explained it. Because men of high value are very picky. They're very selective. They understand that just because she looks good does not mean that she is going to contribute to his life in a way that's going to actually improve his life. And more often than not, women who are, on the top 20% of the look scale, these are the kind of women who are malicious. They don't really bring much to the table. The only thing they bring to the table is, their naked body, maybe a little lingerie, sex a few times a week. That's it. That gets old, I'm telling you. No matter how good looking she is, after you've been sleeping with her for a couple of months, it loses its value, and she's going to have to bring something else to the table. And that's what experienced men know. And inexperienced men don't know. So, maybe watching videos like me or whatever, whoever your favorite YouTuber is, maybe we can help you, attain some of that experience. I know it's not hands-on experience, but it's still a little bit of education. It can still help improve your life, and you can learn from our mistakes. I guess that's a good thing. But anyways, guys, I don't have a whole lot of time. I've got some company coming over, and I'm going to try to make the best of it. Always remember, women don't leave, cheat on, or take advantage of men they're afraid of losing. And never forget to put her in her place and make her call you daddy. Hope this video was somewhat informative. Until next time, see ya.